You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans, we've got new spoilers for next week, including Thomas Forrester coming back dark and threatening while Brooke Logan is enraged by her former stepson. Plus, we've got Hope Logan really shaken up by Ivy Forrester, and Liam Spencer faces off against Carter Walton over the woman they love, and lunatic Luna is going to take a pregnancy test. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and let's get into B&B spoilers for the week of September 1st, but please click that subscribe if you are not following us. Now, this is a holiday week. It is Labor Day on Monday, but as far as we know, we are getting brand new episodes of 2 of the 3 CBS soaps. Y&R is new, Bold and the Beautiful is new, Beyond the Gates is not. All right, so I want to save the best for last, so I'm going to start with Hope, and I'm going to end with Thomas in these brand new spoilers. Let's talk about the love triangle surrounding Hope, which is bizarre, especially given that her ex, Thomas, is also back next week. So Carter is pushing Hope for an ASAP wedding. Carter thinks he has been patient enough since Hope's been devoting all her time to not dying Liam, who actually was dying of a gunshot wound. I mean, Carter must have a sixth sense or spidey senses tingling, because he is very smart to try and get Hope to the altar right away and lock her down. But the thing is, she looks less than excited about the prospect of letting Carter put a wedding ring on her finger anytime soon. Hope put him off, talking about, first we have to set a date, we have to do guest lists, we have to do all this planning, it takes time. And she told Carter also they barely had time to enjoy being engaged. I'm also quite interested to see what Thomas's reaction will be to Hope having Carter's engagement ring on her finger when they had been dating about 5 minutes and had come off a nasty breakup right before she accepted his proposal. But Thomas and Hope had been dating a while longer and getting along just fine when he proposed, and she said no after saying she loved him and no other man has been like this with her. So if Thomas doesn't react at all, that might actually cause a big reaction in Hope. So I'm very interested to see. What's clear is Carter's pushing and Hope does not want to be rushed. So Carter keeps gently pressing, and that's when Liam shows up with Beth, and you know, their daughter is obviously a little piece of leverage for him to use, and that played out on Friday. That's going to come back into play next week because Liam has something Carter doesn't, a child with Hope. And I bet you that Liam is going to be using Beth as however he can to try and drive a wedge between Carter and Hope. And now that Liam has decided he's a one-woman man, he's going to be all in with Hope. He's not going to stop. He is a man on a mission. So Beth wanted to go do something fun, and when Hope suggested that her dad Liam and Grandpa Bill would take her for a picnic, well, no. Beth insisted it needs to be a family, her mommy, her daddy, and her. And then Beth, Hope, and Liam had a big family hug while Carter was standing there glaring. Next week, we have 3 big spoilers surrounding this dynamic of Hope, Carter, and Liam. First, we have Hope and Liam alone in the design office, and they're talking about Beth, and Liam is telling Hope that that is our daughter, that's our whole life. And again, leverage, leverage, leverage. He's going to use every tool in his arsenal to get her away from Carter. So Liam's fighting hard. He does not want Hope to go ahead and get married to Carter. He's going to try and blow it up. We all know Beth wants her parents back together. And so Liam's going to heavily lean on that, which is funny because that was the same kind of stuff Thomas was doing using Douglas. So Liam is pulling pages from the Thomas Forrester playbook. So the second spoiler we have for the week is Carter and Liam having a confrontation over Hope. So the guys are facing off. Carter's telling Liam he's very serious about marrying Hope, and he talks about cherishing love and life and all that. And I think Liam's going to tell Carter, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. You know, Liam had this death scare. It has given him a new lease on life. It made him appreciate Hope. He's not going down without a fight. All right. The third spoiler about Hope includes Ivy. So we know that she made a play for Liam and got shut down hard. So next week, Hope and Ivy are chatting. And Hope is really surprised when Ivy says there's only one woman who Liam loves, and Ivy tells Hope, and that is you. You're the woman that Liam loves, the one and only, so that's going to hit her right in the heart. All right, before we dive into our juicy Dark Thomas spoilers, we have a little stuff on Lunatic Luna Nozawa. Remember, Lee Finnegan told Luna, forget Will Spencer, stop obsessing over the boy, nothing can come of it. Luna feels otherwise. She's got this plan. And Lee reminded Luna that Will is with Elektra anyway. But Luna insisted that Will needs a real woman like her, not a prude like Elektra. I will say that dress that she was wearing when Will showed up on Friday with neck up to here, that doesn't exactly read romantic, we're going to make love. It was kind of a strange choice for the costume department. So we also had Sheila telling Luna Will was totally drunk. He doesn't remember that night. Psycho Luna insists that Will remembers enough, and he was certainly sober enough for everything to work because it did, and Luna thinks, something came of it. Elektra's getting the guest house ready for her romantic night with Will, where she's finally going to give him her body for the first time. Luna is busy plotting. Will told Elektra, no matter what happens next, she's the woman for him. So Will knows things could go very badly soon, but he is going to proceed with this, which I think is pretty awful. So next week, Luna is, well versed on the idea that Will and Elektra are taking the next step with each other. Sheila told her that. And Luna's going to take a pregnancy test. We saw her counting days on a calendar. Luna absolutely hopes she's preggers, and she gets the test results next week. So we'll find out whether or not Will made a demon spawn baby with Luna. Poor Will. I also expect Luna may try and disrupt Elektra's special night with Will. Maybe another devious text to guilt him so that he can't perform. We'll see. Now to the big exciting news. We knew Matt Atkinson was back as Thomas, but they hadn't released the air date, and now we know it is next week. When he's back to LA, he makes a beeline over to his mom, Dr. Taylor Hayes' office at the hospital, and Taylor's so thrilled to see her son Thomas. It's been a while, and that means a whole lot, especially since Steffi is out of town recovering from the stress of the Luna and Liam ordeal, which is covering for Jackie Wood's maternity leave. She's given birth to baby number 5, another son. So, of course, Taylor is happy to see one of her kids back in town, and she gives Thomas a huge hug, and Taylor's talking about how glad she is to see him back in LA. But Thomas has a higher calling, another reason why he's back in Los Angeles. So I wonder if he's also got Spidey senses tingling because he thinks Brooke is up to no good. Thomas marches into the design office at Forrester Creations, faces off with Brooke and Katie Logan. Thomas says his dad is going to marry his mom, Taylor, and warns Brooke, and I'm sure that warning includes Katie, that she'd better not do anything to come between Taylor and Ridge ever again. She's not concerned about Thomas's threat. Brooke is glaring daggers at Thomas, so he's back. He has a dark purpose. Brooke's ready to fight. Thing is, she's already come between Ridge and Taylor, but Thomas and Taylor don't know it yet. This reminds me of the version of Thomas that made that fake CPS call to destroy Brooke and Ridge's relationship. I was super happy they were bringing Thomas back, but if it's scheming, plotting bad Thomas, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Come back soon for our full weekly spoilers video for Bold and the Beautiful for the week of September 1st through the 5th.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.